What's up, guys?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got my email right, Nelson?
Yeah. For the instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all set to go, man. So, what's up, John? Um, what you eating over there?
A Jolly Rancher.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's going on, Jorge? Hey, how many people do we have registered, Anthony? Do we know?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
There's 148 registered and we have already 21.
Okay. Cool. So the new background I have is the marina in Long Beach. There's a brewery called Ballast Point that oversees the water, and it's a 2-story brewery. It's amazing. Sometimes you see the sailboats coming in. I love it.
Yeah, we've taken a Duffy right next to there.
Yeah. Yeah, Duffy boats
Cool spot.
connecting.
It used to be called something else, something Point maybe, or
Sorry guys, that's for
It was Corey's, a restaurant, an old
Corey's?
restaurant called Corey's.
poor
Yeah,
people. to
it
take the
was a
Duffy.
dump.
That's for
What
poor
is it?
people to take the Duffy. I have my own boat. I don't go on those little boats.
Hey, those are electric, man. You got to go green sometimes.
Nelson, I don't have a boat and I will never buy one. I hate boats and all that.
John, really quick, kind of the way we run it is I'm gonna go ahead and kick off the meeting with some of the ground rules. Nelson's gonna go ahead and introduce you. Okay. We typically ask the participants to enter their questions into the chat. That way there's no interruptions. Every so often, just let Nelson kind of, he's going to be asking the questions from the chat, so he'll monitor it. If Nelson feels that it's like a question that is like imperative to what you're speaking on at the moment before you move on, is it okay if he?
Yeah, man, that's totally fine.
Okay.
No problem at all.
So Nelson, just kind of, I mean, you've done this before, so just kind of.
Yeah, no, we're good.
just figure it out as you go on.
All right, guys, they're gonna go in right now. Let me start. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Title Tuesday. As always, we're going to start at 1:05, so we have 5 minutes. Thank you again for being here, and happy to see you guys. Stay healthy, be safe. So we're going to start in 4 minutes, 4 more minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to start, Nelson and Anthony, we're going to start with Javier Munoz. And then I switch to you guys.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Soli.
How is everyone doing?
Hi, everybody. Yeah,
Hello.
I'm logging in right now, sweetheart. And then,
Hello.
so I go to this pipeline, right?
Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon. I'm sorry, we're gonna start in 4 minutes. 4 minutes to start. Thank you for being
I just see,
on Title Tuesday. I'm gonna please ask you to mute.
positions updated. And that's the rest. Okay. It shows elements, so I just click on here. They're saying additional proof of assets.
Nelson, John, Anthony, can you unmute?
Yeah, we're good.
Good, good.
Hold.
We have 3 minutes to start. 3 minutes to start. Javier, we already have enough people. Can you give us some information about the termite business right now? How's everything going with you guys on termite inspections and all that? Hold on. Let me. Yes, go ahead. Just in mute now.
Oh, there you go. Hey, Jorge, thank you so much again for the invite. You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good, good. Well, we're staying busy throughout this pandemic. Just to, as much as the real estate sales, we have taken advantage of that too. And thank you so much for your continued support. Just for the new agents, if you want for a reliable termite inspection, work completion at a reasonable price, Downey Exterminator is your company. I want to go ahead and put in my email and phone number so you can give us a call for your free termite inspection. Thank you so much for your continued support.
Thank you, Javi. Guys, don't discard your pre-foreclosures that they're gonna approach pretty soon. There was they extended until March 31st, but after that, there's gonna be a huge wave of pre-foreclosures. You really wanna target those. We did a training this morning with Josue Ramon at Excellence. It was a great training. Be ready. If you don't understand this new wave of pre-foreclosures that they're approaching, let us know. We can set up a training with you guys. It will be a good opportunity to really master the market that it's approaching. So we have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes to start. And we have 79 now. One more minute to start. My wife, she was complaining about me this morning because now I'm starting to complain about the little hair that I have, but it's kind of long on the back, and my beard that I keep it always very short. And she goes, I can tell you feel better now because you're complaining about little things. So I said, what? Saying I'm a complainer? And she said, yes. So
You're back to normal, George.
back to normal. Back to normal. All right, guys, we have 1 more minute to start. 1 more minute to start. I can guarantee you're not going to be disappointed with John. I mean, I took a training last week with him, and I was pretty impressed to the point that we hired him to train our reps here at the title company. Nelson, go ahead, please.
Actually, I'm going to go first.
Oh,
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again on Title Tuesday. As always, I'm going to go over some quick ground rules to help the presentation move smoothly. All questions are to be entered into the chat, and questions will be asked at the end of the presentation on your behalf or throughout the presentation on your behalf. Please make sure your devices are always muted. If your question is not asked or answered, you will be given the contact info for our speaker today. I'd like to thank all of our PCT reps from Los Angeles, the Inland Empire, Oxnard, Ventura, Orange, San Diego for inviting all of your clients to this meeting today. Also, please enter your contact info into the chat so we can send you a copy of this recording presentation via email. Please enter your name, email, phone number, and the PCT rep in which you work with. Also, please stay tuned via social media or email or text message for next week's Title Tuesday and what the topic will be. With that said, I'd like to present Nelson Torres with Pacific Coast Title.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to see you guys made it. I have the privilege to introduce John Story. He's been around the real estate industry his entire life, understanding that He needed to be unique and offer value versus just asking for business. That is why his systems were created. Seeing the trend on how social media impacted his business for immediate growth by reaching his clients daily with post and engagement, he knew this was a stepping stone for realtors to keep engaged with their clients. John researched and charted his business for the first 9 months every day, seeing what time to post, types of post, and how engagement was created. Building a platform on this and seeing it was an immediate response, social media is now a part of all systems realtors are using, such as an open house, farming, branding, videos for value. All top entrepreneur coaches say that if you're not on a digital platform within the next 12 to 18 months, you won't be an agent. With over 100 proven success stories from realtors attending his coaching boot camps, they are on the cutting edge for implementing systems that show realtors step-by-step procedures on how to put more money in their pockets. John, the floor is yours, my friend.
What's up, everybody? I'm John Story. Nice to see you all. And it's not hundreds, it's thousands and thousands of success stories. Because when you look at it, you guys are a success story, right? You decided to be a realtor, be an entrepreneur, go out on your own, set the path for your success, have fun doing it. And I think that in our real estate community, this last year really woke us up on all the techniques that weren't working and all the techniques that can be working for us. So I came from a long background of real estate. My mom, she's been a realtor for over 30 plus years. I started building houses when I was 12, framing, concrete, plumbing, electrical, roofing, digging trenches, knowing that, you know, not only have I been in the industry of that, but I've built homes. So when you really think about how we lead gen and how we were taught, that's what put us in the crisis that we are today. And what I mean by the crisis is that Zillow's our competitor, Opendoor, OfferPad, Realtor.com, Redfin, even, you know, Facebook selling us back our own leads that we're paying for. And what we can do is we can create simple little procedures, simple systems, simple checkoff lists. We can have fun doing our job again. We can create an environment to lead gen from the very beginning. And what I mean by how we were set up to not be as a benefit to our clients is that all realtors pretty much look the same. I've studied it, I've seen it. Y'all advertise the same on social media. Your flyers all look the same. Your business cards all look the same for the most part. Your follow-up procedures are all emails or maybe a birthday card every once in a while, and that's it. So how are you supposed to lead gen from your clients that know 5 other realtors, getting pinged and emailed by these other big companies? And so what I want you to take back is, sure, social media is great and it's a digital platform that you can engage in, but what I want you to do is I want you to take the media part out of this when we start this, okay? So for me, I thought that, like, okay, if I'm social media, I'm gonna advertise my company, right? I'm gonna post all the ways to get into my company. I'm gonna post, you know, all the things about the classes that I'm doing, and I'm gonna make these as posts. And what I found is that no one was liking those posts. No one was engaging on those posts, because if you go and you sit down with somebody and you take the media part, and we're just building a relationship straight across from someone, do you like to go and sit to talk to someone and just like sits there and complains about their day all day long? Or that they checked into Starbucks for the 100th day in a row? Or that they were at the gym for the 100th day in a row? Or that they were number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 in their office, but then the next 4 months they were 20th? This is how real estate was taught to advertise. And this is why these big competitors got in your industry. This is why they're selling you back your own leads. Now, what I mean by selling you back your own leads. See, I live in Arizona, and Arizona is where all the iBuyer campaigns started. So you've got Zillow, Opendoor, OfferPad, Redfin, Realtor.com. They all start here because we're an island. What they all found out is that realtors struggle with 2 things. Number 1, consistency, and number 2, follow-up. Because you guys follow up by sending emails. And then what I want to ask you is, how many emails do you read a day that are sent to you all the time? Do you read every email that comes into your account? Some of you, I can see, you can shake your head, you can say yes, you can say no. But do you read social media posts? Do you engage with people? So I'm going to give you a technique right now. People say, I want leads. Okay, super easy. Create a target list. Excel spreadsheets. So I don't run CRMs. I use Excel spreadsheets for everything that I do. I track my posts, my engagement, my story views, how many leads I've gotten, how many leads I've converted. I don't cold call anybody. I don't text anybody. I don't slide in your DMs telling you to sign up for my coaching. None of that. I have over 400 plus clients growing organically. I'm in front of meetings like this all the time because there's 4 things. These are the main 4 things that people really want to pay attention to. They want to know your hobbies, your habits, your interests, and your activities. See, where we lost our consumer is that we're constantly told, post about real estate, post about real estate, post about real estate, because people want to know about that. Or send an email about information that they don't care about. Or, hey, make sure you call your clients and check in, but then you always finish with hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell? All these techniques are, you know, that realtors do in your office or you heard them do, and it doesn't work. Do you guys like when the people call you about your warranty expired on your vehicle? No? Do you guys like the people that call you about the solar that you need to be put on your home? No? Do you like the people that call you if you've got a cracked windshield? No? Do you like emails about information you've never asked about? No? But would you like to engage with someone that you know? So think about this as like dating, because our business is relationships, right? So when I was a full-time single dad, I've got 2 more kids, 3 total, and I met my wife via social media, okay? I started the dating apps. I knew who that was, but I had my kid all the time, so it was hard for me to get out there and really find out what I wanted. I tried the Match.com, and what I found out by Match.com, and I refer this to like real estate, is we make it look like this glorious thing. It's just so amazing. Look at my success stories. And then how many of your friends said, hey, I'm looking to get into real estate. Oh man, your job looks easy. I want to become a realtor. And then some of you guys thought the same thing. This was going to be easy. I'm going to get into real estate and become a realtor. Then you realize, shit, I got to learn how to market. I got to learn how to create an audience. I got to learn how to follow up. I got to spend thousands of dollars trying to figure out how to do my job right. So when I look at Match.com, I thought there's these 5 beautiful photos, and all of them say they like long walks on the beach and to travel and all this stuff. And then one day, my wife likes a post of mine, and her name's unique. It's Colette, Collette. So I was like, wow, I'm going to see who this person is. So what I did was I started stalking legally. So I go onto my wife's page right now, and I'm like, woo, she is hot. You can tell she's a family person. You can tell she's not drama. You can tell she goes out and has fun. So I think to myself, I said, I bet this girl gets a lot of DMs telling how gorgeous she is, all the things that she does. So I slid in her DMs and I put "you're" with the flame emoji. Now, most people would be like, that's crazy. But obviously it worked because we're married, we got 2 kids. And she responds back to me and she goes, is this what you say to all the girls trying to get a date? And I said, actually not. I took 10 seconds of courage. We have some mutual friends. I decided that I'd reach out. I'd like to take you on a date. I'm available Tuesday or Thursday at this time. Which one works for you? And the rest is history. See, now the way I studied this, and those that have been in real estate, how many of you guys have been in real estate longer than 15 years? So think about this for you guys that are new, 5 years, 10 years in. We used to have something that was called a phone book. I know it was super weird, but they used to deliver it on your driveway. They put it, everybody got a phone book, right? And then it was cool to watch how people could rip a phone book in half. Remember those days, right? The videos? Well, see, when people used to get leads and they called cold calling getting leads, you just flip the book open and you start at A's. And the only thing you knew was their address and phone number, correct? See, what you guys are not using social media for correctly is it is your phone book. If your pages aren't public, no one's going to find you. If you direct them to your business page, you just lost clients. I do everything off my personal page. But now check this out. your clients and friends of friends that you can legally stalk until they block you. Okay. So let's not push it and be creepy. But you can find out where they work, when they were born. Are they married? Do they have kids? Is their relationship, it's complicated? Do they like to go hiking? Do they like, what sporting events do they like to do? Who's their favorite sports team? And this is where I say, those that used to run Facebook ads, do you guys realize you're putting in the same content to pay for information when you already have added people on your page that you don't even know? So what I mean by that, think about your personal platform. Facebook's where I've signed 98% of my clientele. Obviously 2% come from Instagram. LinkedIn is your used car salesman sites. But what I want you guys to really focus in on is this. You literally get to handpick the people you want on your page and delete them. Why? It's your page. What you've never done is you guys think just because they're friends with you, they're going to see your posts, correct? You think they're going to see your stories, correct? You are absolutely wrong. Because algorithms have always been there on social media. And if you create the correct audience, you can have as much business as you want, and you can live the life you want, and you can have the freedom that you want. But there's things that come where I say I tracked, there was consistency, there's things that I've done. And where I say that we struggle with consistency and follow-up, which is very true. So if you guys want leads and you want to generate leads right now, today, start these habits I'm going to give you. Number one, get an Excel spreadsheet. Go on your social media. Create a client checklist. I've got stuff, all this in my coaching that I walk through on scripts on how to do it and training videos on what you need to do, but just simplify it. Excel spreadsheet. Have your first and last name. Go to your social media platform, Facebook personal page preferred. Write out a list of 100, 150, 250, whatever. Start there. Make sure every week you go through and you start liking their posts and engaging with them and viewing their stories. What we've lost is if we want people to like our content, we've got to go like their content, correct?
Yep.
Now think of this. Along with these, I want you to write down these three numbers: 88, 24, and 17. Your personal page maxes out at 5,000 friends. That's why I have algorithms that I run in my coaching to clean it up. You don't need 5,000 friends to be a successful realtor. And in most reality, what I found is most people that have anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000, even less than that, are the ones that are closing 40, 50 transactions a year like a cakewalk. Now, follow me here. Don't be a used car salesman. Don't slide into people's DMs asking if they're ready to buy and sell. So what you do is you create this target list. You make sure you like their posts. You make sure that you engage. 88 times a day, someone touches their phone and looks at it. How many times you guys look at your phone and you go and you look at it just to see who's texted you, emailed you, called you, right? But you do nothing with it. You just look at it and then you put it back down. Let's create some new techniques to be proactive with our clients. 88 times during the day, you have an opportunity for your name to pop up on potential clients' phones that either you text them and said, hey, have a great day. You reacted to their stories or slid in their DM saying, oh, that's great, whatever the content they put out there. You have an opportunity to where it'll show that you liked their post. You have an opportunity to show that you commented on their post. Do you think that's more opportunity than you have that what you're doing right now by just emailing random people and cold calling people? Because everybody on your social media platform is a warm lead. You just got to turn them into a buyer, seller, or a referral partner. Now, that's 88. So 88 times a day, somebody touches their phone. I know this may be shocking, but the 24 stands for 24 hours in a day. And guess what? We all have the same 24 hours. It's what we do with the 24 hours, the systems we build out with the 24 hours that makes us successful or not. Then I break it down, and my next step is 17. So the average person goes on social media 17 times a day. Now, I know this is true. Some people say there's an age discrepancy of that. My dad is 72 years old, and he is like a crazy ex-girlfriend stalker on every social media post that I make. He's like one of the first people to always comment, one of the first people to always like my stuff, okay? If he wasn't my dad, I think there were some issues there, but he is my dad, and he loves social media. Stalks, comments, posts, likes, does all the stuff you're not supposed to do, posting things, which I go through in a whole different course. But what I found is that I get a lot of kickback that people are like, oh, well, you know, it's an age. Oh, the millennials go to Instagram. Not true. It's 50-50. They got the statistics. Most of them start on Facebook every morning and then go to Instagram. They're on both platforms. They're engaging. So 17 times a day, you have an opportunity to ping them on social media. So that's more opportunity that you don't take advantage of every single day. And then what I always tell people, if you want to be successful, only sleep 7 hours a night and work and have 17 hours in a day. 8 hours to work, 3 hours to be with your family, whether you like them or not, 3 hours for personal time, and 3 hours to watch the paint dry in your house. The biggest thing that I've always studied with realtors and the things that I do with them is you guys have these famous 2 words. I'm busy. How many of you guys are like, man, I'm so busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm never busy. I'm living my best life. I have all these clients, all this stuff, all these cool webinars that I get to do with 0 employees because I'm efficient. So how do you create efficiency in what you do throughout your day to generate leads correctly? Every avenue you have has a checklist, an amount of money that you're going to spend for your company, your P&L, not only on your ROI on the business aspect, but how much time you're spending on every activity. So what I would tell you guys, if you want to be successful and you want to move forward in real estate and you want to crush your goals and you want to get more business, follow these few concepts. Start charting the moment your phone starts going off in the morning. Typically it's around 7 or 8 o'clock, which I know it sounds crazy, but that means you got to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning to start your day, to be relative to your audience. Now, I always get this kickback and it says, John, man, 4 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock, man, that's an early time to wake up. Wouldn't a lot of you agree? And a lot of you are going to say, yeah, it is. But how do you know? You've never done it consistently. The only thing we consistently do is in human nature is start a project and quit. Because quitting is the easy solution. The work we have to do is the hard part, but we can make it fun. So then when I say, well, what do you do when you wake up? Well, what I would do is I'd get on my phone, because that's typically the first thing that any of us do when we wake up, correct? Then we start liking people's posts, react to their stories, respond to their stories that they've done into you, respond to your messages. Go sit down and send 10 handwritten cards every day. You don't have a list that big, start creating the list. Start asking for it. See, we sit back and think that leads are just going to flow into us, and they're not anymore. Your ad spend is not going to compete with the big companies, and you're all getting sold the same leads. The one thing you can beat out anybody on a lead source is just who you are. Your personal relationship with your people. Liking them, commenting. Look, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I get it. And a lot of people think I'm in your face and I'm abrupt and here's what it is. You know why? I already got so much time in my life. I can't sit there and hand out unicorns and participation trophies after today. We're adults, man. It's time to put on our pants and go to work. We can get mad at our kids, but we can't get mad at ourselves. So these are the things that you need to lead gen with. The more conversations you create, the more hands you shake. Digitally, shaking someone's hand is liking, reacting, acknowledging them, saying, hey, I am here. I see your stuff. And if you need me, I'm here for you. See, what I do is I put my success stories, things about my coaching in my stories, not on my posts. Here's the crazy thing. Some of you are already sending me friend requests. I didn't even ask for it. It's called lead gen. It's called value. It's called being there. So when you build out your social media or you build out any campaign, whether it's traditional marketing, You need to establish 3 things. Number 1, your brand. What is your brand? And it needs to be across the board. This is the biggest mistake that I see that people make on social media. I want you to write this down. What name do you put on your business cards? What was your birth certificate? Here's where people make mistakes is though I've seen people name their personal page, realtor at the end, lender, whatever it is, title person. I've seen that on personal pages. You might as well put, I'm a used car salesman. When you accept my friend request, all I'm going to post is shit about what I do for work. And I'm going to get no likes, no engagement, but you're going to see me doing it every single day. How many of you guys have those friends or people that you see that nonstop just post work stuff and don't get any engagement, but they still keep doing it? And many of you on this call are them, but we can fix it. That's the cool thing. The cool thing is we can fix it. How do I get hundreds and hundreds of likes, sometimes 1,000 likes on a post organically on Facebook? But then you go to someone's Instagram and they put their first and last name and then real estate or Cali Realtor or some crazy name. I don't even know what they're talking about. People look you up by your first and last name. That is it. When you name things something different, you lose leads every single day. When? Think about this. When people come to your page, what do they see? Everything needs to be public. Now, here's the aha moment, the best question that I get. Should agents have other ton of agents on their Facebook? The answer is no. Delete them all. And the reason is this, algorithms. If you guys are looking up something online, talking about something that you're purchasing, doesn't it come up as an ad? Right? Because it's recording, it's understanding, it's studying what you're looking up, not only on Facebook, but also on a digital platform. Because all the URLs, when you log in on your site, log in on your phone, they all share data with each other. Now, Kim Burley, Kim, whatever. I like Kimberly. I'm gonna call you Kimberly. Kim Bushok Sullivan, come on down. Now I'm gonna give you a story. I had a client that didn't want to do that at the very beginning. And she went from 5 million to 13.4 million this year doing it. 2 reasons. Number 1, the first thing she said was it really put her in a bad state of mind when she wasn't busy and she saw all these other realtors posting about their numbers, posting about their volume, posting about things they do. So it kind of didn't make her happy. And the second thing is that she found out that a lot of the realtors were adding her friends of friends when they'd comment on posts. So she deleted them all, kind of fought me a little bit on that. She went from a $5 million producer to over, 13.4. Her first time she made over $300,000 this last year in real estate. She engages with her audience, has her target list, makes sure that she's got out the right audience. So somebody had a really great question earlier where they said, you can have a maximum of 5,000, correct? You can have as many people that follow you on your personal page. They kind of try to set it up like Instagram. But I think it's the quality of your audience. It doesn't matter if it's on a digital platform or even on a traditional platform of how you engage. But the other thing is we don't really ask for it. So what I talk about with stories and I'm like, hey man, like have a great day. Hey, do this. Hey, talk to people. Use your camera. Show people in your stories where you like to eat, that you go to the gym, that you like to hike, that maybe you golf, maybe you're taking swimming lessons. Maybe you started a challenge with some people and people are going to engage with you and find out. You have to be relatable to your audience. Does that make sense to you guys? So when you say, hey, John, how do I get 365 more leads this year? Well, super simple. Add 1 new friend every day. Chart it to make sure that they are accepting it. But a lot of times what I found when people start sending out friend requests and people don't accept it right away is because what they see on your platform. I delete a lot of requests that I get if it looks like a used car salesman. No doubt. Because I want to get to know who that person is. What do they like to do? They have a family? Where are the kids? And I get this all the time. John, I got kids. I'm a private person. Well, welcome to real estate. And if you can print your name and phone number on 500 business cards and hand them out to complete strangers, you can let people see into your life a little bit. You guys can chat in here with whatever you want. Now, think about this. You've got free marketing if you make posts. Now, you have to post every day on Facebook, not multiple times. So these are what I'm going to go through that spam you. Now, spam memes, it's like things that'll make it so your engagement goes down. It'll kill your audience where certain people aren't going to see your stuff. These are what I've studied that work for me. That's why I get, hundreds of likes, 2, 3, 4, 500 likes, 1,000 likes on a profile picture just about a month ago. These are them. You're going to want to write these down. You want to stop doing these items on Facebook. Okay. Number 1, you can't just post whenever you want. You want to post first thing in the morning. I've got training on how to resurface, how to keep it alive. I'm not going to go into in-depth detail on that. We'll have other things that'll come up on that. Number 2, so you have to post every day. It's only 1 post per day. Now you can do 4 to 6 stories a day because they go away in 24 hours. That's fine. If you skip days, multiple posts in a day. Now I test this. So if you ever see me doing it, I'm just testing and filling out the waters a little bit to see if anything's changed, which typically hasn't in the last 6 to 7 years. Okay. The second thing, don't go Facebook Live. I know that your mom and dad said that you were a celebrity when you grew up, but you're not on social media, I promise you. Facebook Live will kill you more than anything in the world. Number 1, if you don't have your logo embedded into the video, it is a non-compliant video because it's marketing. Also, if that video is so important, why isn't it on YouTube? Why isn't it on your IGTV? Why isn't it on the big dog platforms? So you do not want to go Facebook Live. Pre-record that video. Have a text that talks about what's in the video. It's the biggest way to lose an audience. Look, I get a lot of engagement. I could do Facebook Live and get a lot of views, but I don't because it's not the way that the system's built. Because when you have value, it needs to go out on a platform. When you're creating a brand, a value, and a niche are the 3 things you need. So here's the other one. You only can post one photo or a video. You cannot do photos and a video on the same post. One or the other. One's going to get you views. One's going to get you likes. Do not post multiple photos in a post. That's why they have pic collage, whatever you want to put in it. Do not share links. Don't share YouTube videos. Don't share from your business page to your personal or from your personal to your business. Just because the share button is there doesn't mean that you're supposed to use it in what we do. Do not put a link directing them off to your website or anything else, because once you take them off Facebook, it will kill your engagement. It will kill your algorithms. It does not work that way. I have had people, and I think Abraham, because when I said that, he was like, what? I can go Facebook Live? I mean, the 50 people that are watching me aren't going to go away? No, what I mean by this is that if that video is value and you've gotten leads off it, should have been loaded correctly, and then you would set up a calendar template and a reminder that you need to go resurface that post, because if you got 2 leads off it, you can always get leads off it. So what happens with the videos that are value, we leave them, we're like, all right, next, all right, next, all right, next, and that's not how it works. Do not have the same stories on Facebook and Instagram. Do not have the same photo that you posted on Instagram be shared to Facebook or vice versa. Do not use a third-party app like Hootsuite or any of that to get your stuff and content out. Yes, I understand it makes it easier. And I know that you guys are so busy with all the clients you have, but you have got to do it the correct way in order to get the correct engagement. Dude, I love it when I had a realtor, actually a good friend of mine, and he's like, dude, I'm just struggling. I'm so busy. I'm so busy with work. And I'm like, dude, calm down. Okay. Karen, number 1, you've closed. Okay. And this was in 2020, finishing up. I'm like, you closed 8 deals all year. So don't give me that you're busy. You didn't make it a priority to build out systems to really just like template it out. Now, a lot of times to work around what I do is, instead of a fire drill, we need to post first thing in the morning. That's for you guys to determine. It could be 6 o'clock, 5:30, 7, 7:30. Typically, most 99% of your posts need to be up before 8 o'clock, because your consumer is what? Working. If you guys wait until 7:30, 8, 9 o'clock. So start engaging with your audience. Guess what? You just lost deals because someone is engaging with them early in the morning at some point. But those are some of the do's and don'ts like this. Just like we got Teresa up here. Teresa's showing us how to do her nails during a webinar. It's a video. She's walking us through how you do your nails and you file them while watching a webinar at the same time. She could literally have a blooper reel on this going, guys, not only am I going to show you how to get real estate leads, but I'm going to paint my fingernails and do my file at the same time and smile and laugh about it. Now, see, the cool thing is, guys, we can have fun with social media. You can be yourself. You can be vulnerable. I love that she's doing that. She wants to be here, but the priority is that she's got to get her nails done. She might have a date later tonight. She should be putting that on her stories, taking her camera right now going, just on a webinar right now, but guess what? Boom, shakalaka, learning how to produce leads and getting hot for my date tonight. This is content. This is things that people want to see. They want to see that you're a real person and that you care. Teresa, I'm there with you. My kids have had me paint my toenails with like Halloween stuff, Christmas toenails, whatever you want. I don't care. I had somebody tell me one time, nice toenails. And I'm like, yeah, I know, my kid made me do it. And see, we need to stop living in the stereotypical world about offending somebody on social media or getting, I'd say just get rid of them. If you don't like someone, unfriend them. They're taking space. They're taking your mindset. They're taking the things that you want to do. You got to be yourself. That's what people love. That's what people buy. So when you think about your lead gen right now, I kind of, is it cool if I pivot just a little bit off the social media and a little bit of lead gen and just talk about one thing that I think is super important for lead gen right away? Is that okay,
Yeah.
Nelson? Cool.
Go
All
for
right.
it. Yeah.
So one of the number one things that I've found, so I started this thing called an All About You Forum, the lead up process. I talked about it at my beginning of my coaching all the time about getting them to understand that you need referrals and leads and stuff from right at the beginning. And a lot of people never took it to heart. And the people that did actually had like crazy numbers. So I have a guy that I personally coach. He's going into his 12th year in real estate. He's always closed anywhere between 13 and 14 million a year. Okay. All from referrals, all from lead source, doesn't run ads, doesn't pay for things. And he came to me, he's like, look, man, I need to build out more systems, efficiency, whatever. And I said, well, how do you do your business? So he's walking me through it. He does a little social media. Obviously, that's how we connected. And he does just a CRM. He just emails his clients. So he has a database of about 1,300 to 1,500 people. And I said, all right, this is going to be a good thing and it's going to be a bad thing. The good thing is you're going to get deals by doing something that I'm going to teach you as a technique. The bad thing is you're going to realize how much money you've lost over the last 5-6 years. So he goes through this technique and I say, you need to go back and you need to call him and you need to fill out this All About You form. You need to get to know him again. So he starts that in June of last year. He signed with me in May, started in June. We built out Excel training first, takes 30 days, created his audience. And he's going back and he's calling all these clients, right, that he has already sold houses to, whether he represented them in the sell or the buy. So he thinks the systems that he was taught, the emails, the random cards every once in a while, were keeping them engaged. Come to find out, now he's only 1/3 of the way through his list so far. At the end of 2020 to the end, we charted it. If he didn't do this technique, he would have closed $9 million. Instead, this technique brought him $7.3 million. So he closed $16.3 million last year. All that $7 million that was his past clientele that I had him do some techniques on had one thing in common and had one question that they asked him every single time. Hey, Mark, are you still doing real estate? Every single one of them. And he's taken back and he's like, well, aren't you getting my emails? They're like, dude, I haven't watched those emails for a while because I don't need to know what's going on this weekend. I don't need to know what's going in the market. I don't need to know where rates are at. I see it enough. Like, I just thought maybe when you said you were going to keep in touch with me, you weren't going to be like basically a used car salesman saying, here's another home, come list it. And then some of them, he said that he was friends with on social media. And this is where the target list was super important. He was friends with them on social media. He goes, somebody goes, well, we're friends on social media. They go, I don't see any of your posts. What do you mean you don't see any of my posts? They're like, I don't see any of it. And then he goes to their page and he couldn't remember the last time he had liked their stuff. That's why he created these target lists to make sure he's liking, make sure he's contacting. Now let's fast forward into 2021. Last month he closed 2.6 million. This month he's going to close 2.3, and the following month he already has 2.8 in the pipeline. I easily told him that he could be a $24 million producer, and he just had to follow simple steps. Stay within your realm of your clientele. Build out what you need to be building out, which is staying in front of them. Your past clients are not seeing you. They're not engaging with you. They're not seeing the stuff that you think that they are. I promise you this. I fell down that rabbit hole years ago where I thought, doing the things that I was doing was working as a technique. And then I just realized with social media, you can be everywhere. You can make a post and hundreds of people can see it. You can create a story, maybe only 200 people see it to start, or 50 people. Then it can grow to 100, then it can grow to 200, then it can grow to 300, then it can grow to maybe 1,000. But what I found is that if you had the right audience, you'd be there. So I had a 2-year mark goal. I wanted to have over 400 clients in my coaching. And what I found out was that I said, look, if I take 10% of what I have on my social media, which is around 40, I think I have 4,505 friends or 6 friends, depending on who I'm going to add from today. Because I'm not just going to add you. I got to see what you got there first. What I said is, I know not all of them are realtors, but let's just say on a 10%, maybe a consumer would refer me and say, hey, John is a good coach, and they knew other real estate friends that I could create just off my social media platform, that 1 out of 10 people there was my fans. I could get 400 clients, and boom, I did it. Consistency and repetition were it. Guys, this is not hard. This is an amazing way to lead gen on top of, I've got a million other ways to lead gen, how to do open houses, how to market your listings, how to do video, how to do it all. But what happens is we fall into these little pockets, and we're just like, okay, we're just going to do this because somebody sat on stage and said, I did 30 million this year, but they're not telling you how much money it costs them to do that. All the marketing that I gave you today is basically free, other than the note cards. Or you could just use send out cards, which is $97 a month, load up your database and do 1 by 1 and ping them out. There's a lot of great techniques that we can do to stay in front of our clientele and have fun doing it again. That's the cool thing. You guys want to have fun doing your job again? You guys want to make some money? I mean, this is where it's at. Like, you either adapt with this, but what I found is that you guys are losing 1 transaction a month by not doing it correctly, and 0.5 transactions a month by not staying in front of your database. That's 18 deals a year that you can add onto your bottom end by doing it correctly, which is simple techniques. I do more training in detail in my coaching, which is step-by-step, how to do this, how to do that, how to build it out. Nelson, you want me to touch on anything else?
Yeah, once you got it dialed in, how much time do you spend on social media to do all of this stuff? Obviously through the day, you like, you comment, and you post, but I get that asked a lot.
I mean, it just depends on how big your database is. For me, maybe an hour. I mean, I just find things that I do. Like, I always show up to meetings early. When I'm doing cardio for the 30 minutes I do a day, I'm starting again, I'll just go through and like people's posts. One of the techniques that I did create that I did feel like I kind of was in that realm, Nelson, where people are like, man, how long does it take? Is I started replying back to all my stuff at 1 lump sum, 1 time an hour, versus throughout the entire hour. So I'd respond to all my text messages. I'd respond to my DMs. But every time that I touched my phone, so this is one habit that I did find that is useful, is that every time I did touch my phone, I made sure that I picked it up and used it as a purpose. And I would like somebody's posts, react to some people's stories for just a couple minutes, and then put it back down. And what I found is that created a lot of habit about getting more engagement, because see, the problem is that we touch our phone and we do things, but we don't do anything with it. We just kind of look at it. No, let's be proactive a little bit. Like, we're running our own business, we're running our own leads. Guys, these are all free leads that you can get. I mean, you add a friend, you need to re-engage. I got a whole training about how to change your algorithms and stuff to where you get a whole new viewing audience. this is the cool thing when you change your algorithms. I always tell people, you know, do it weekly for the first while so you can get the correct audience that you're looking for. But what you find is that you show up on other people's friend suggestions as somebody to add. So now you're lead genning without even trying to lead gen, because you're engaging with the correct audience and the correct people. And that's where I found, I mean, that's how we got found, right? I mean, I did a seminar, did it, you found me, you started watching the stuff that I've done. The same thing with Anthony, he's watched some of the stuff, then he reached out to me and slid into my DMs about some questions about what I can do. This is not, guys, I'm telling you, this is, I know it sounds a little overcomplicated. I have a training platform that walks people through on how that all works, but it's really fun is what people have found out. It's not rock science. Nelson, you're in there, you see the success stories, you see all the people that are getting it, but it's fun.
So one of the things I like about John is I've been working with John for a couple months, and my job's obviously to get title deals, but I was able to, through his technique, get a refinance order from Minnesota with a loan processor needing to do a refi in Tahunga. And she didn't know who to call in California. She found me on social media because of the stories I'm posting, and I'm following John's method. So it works, and I'm having more fun with it than before. And the engagement, really look at your engagement. And that's what John's taught me is what you're posting. If you only get 1 or 2 likes, you're doing it wrong. Most of the time you break ice by laughing, and John does that very well. So I like the onboarding part of it too. Buying stuff for your clients when you close something, the onboarding chart is phenomenal. It's, you know, their hobbies, you know what they like, so buy them stuff that they like. Don't be like, you know, the grandmas or grandparents of the world. You get a Christmas gift and you're like, oh, I'm never going to use this. So it becomes a white elephant gift, right? So anyways, that's what I've liked the most so far.
I have a great question, and it came, they're sending it directly to me, and it says, I'm not computer savvy, I'm not that. Hey, you know what? I think most of us learn we're not all computer savvy. We just know the basics. You know, if you can get on a website and you can get on, you know, and people ask like, well, is your coaching good for anybody? I've got brand new realtors, and I've got people that have been in it 20 plus years. I've got a couple guys out of Vegas that do over 100 million each in it. But people here in Arizona, I've got people in Florida, I've got people all the way in Maryland, Utah, Washington, you name it. I've got them around Texas. That's all grown organically, guys. I didn't call them. I didn't run an ad out in that area. They just found me.
Talk about
private group. What's that?
The private group, the tracking behind it, the statistics.
Oh yeah, I mean, private groups are great if you want to go on your clients. And I go on that. I go on training. I don't want to go too off topic because there's so many things that I do in my coaching that make it simple. You can really simplify the process, but I mean, I agree with a lot of people like, hey man, I don't really know social media. Hey, I don't really know. I'm not tech savvy. Guess what? I've got a training platform that walks you through on what button to click and how to do it. The cool thing that I do love is in my private group on Facebook is that if anybody has a question, everybody's always there to help one another. You know, it's a community of support, but also a community of knowledge. And I do training all the time on it. So, I mean, if the person that's asking me this joins and they write in there like, hey, I'm just not computer savvy, I'll do a training and show you guys how to do, I've done it. Click this button, click that button, do this, do that. Like, that's the value that you guys have, to start answering your clients' questions. That's how we stay in business. Now, the other thing that I want to teach you guys, and I always like to end with this, is that, you know, I thank you, you know, Pacific Coast Title, for the opportunity to be here. Guys, for spending an hour with me out of your day. I know that, you know, there's lots of things that you could be doing. Hopefully you learn some techniques that you could take to it. But I never showed you how to sign up for my coaching or what the cost is. And that's where it is. And I don't, so here's the great thing. I had somebody say, send me your email. I'm not going to send you my email. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat box my website, and I'm going to give you guys a deal here in one sec that I just unlocked. So if you go to my website, it's in the chat. You can see it, copy, paste it. Nelson can send it to you later. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate a code for you, but please pay attention to what I'm going to tell you. You can go to my Facebook. It's on there too in my bio. My Instagram has the same website. So I'm going to give you guys a deal. This is what I did when I first started my company. I'm going to do it just because Nelson and everybody, taking care of me, and I want you guys to grow. So my coaching for you guys today, and it never changes, is $100 a month. That's it. You get an app, you get a website training, you get a Facebook group. You can type any question you want in that group, and I literally will answer it for you. Other people won't answer it for you and will help you. So here's where you find the $100 discount. When you go to my website, please follow this, okay? This is very important because I've had people that registered, and I don't fix it because you got to listen. There's 3 tabs. There's a realtor, a lender, and a title rep tab. Click the title rep tab. It gives the $100 promo today. It'll register you, it'll onboard you, it'll get it going. It's a monthly reoccurring payment. It is active for the next 2 hours. If you click that, it'll get you in at $100. It never changes. If you quit and come back, it's the $124.99. So I'm saving you $300 a month. You can thank that Pacific Coast Title. I wanted to partner with them because they want to bring value and help you guys as realtors. I did Nelson's job for 12 years of my career. I loved it. I love helping people. I know everything that you guys need, how you work. I was in the trenches with you. I've had hundreds and hundreds of clients. I do success stories, but if you click that and you register, that'll get you for $100 a month. But then everything in more detail on what I do is in a training platform. I've got a guy that's brand new. I've known him 20 years in Utah. He just told me, he just signed up 90 days ago, really embedded into it. He just put 2.8 million into escrow this last month to close this month. And he said it came through the stories, the posting, the handwritten cards, the text, the consistency, the charting, doing a listing correctly, onboarding clients correctly, just, kind of like the old school with the new school approach, adding new friends, adding friends of friends, stalking. He said it's been the funnest that he's ever had starting in the real estate. So that's where you guys can find it. It's on my site. Click the title rep tab, discount to that, $100 a month. It never changes. What you put in is what you get out. I have 2 big coaches that I work with that are some of the top in the world, that are buddies of mine, mentor that to, help you guys grow as I grow, but it's $100 a month. That's it. And it's smooth like gravy. Any other questions?
I don't think so, right, Nelson? You're mute. You're doing these trainings and Nelson doesn't know how to push the unmute.
You have
Yeah,
to unmute him.
he muted himself.
George, you have to unmute him.
You locked him out.
There we go. I was in Alcatraz right now.
No questions, Nelson?
No, I know what he does. So I mean,
No, but no from you. Questions from our realtor.
Oh no, on the chat. Yeah, no, we're good. Everyone was just commenting and enjoying what he had to say. So
All right, guys, I'm gonna finish with this. Thank you, Nelson. Nelson is the one who approached us with John and had such a bad luck with these type of trainings that I said, nah, I'm taking the training myself before even promoted. So like I said, I took the training and we hired John to train our reps. He's gonna be our coach for the next 6-7 weeks. It's a great product. You're not gonna miss it. So now I need to make this Zoom call legal. So I need to talk about title for 2 minutes. Senate Bill 1079. It's a new bill, 1079. If you're planning to go to the auctions with your investors, be careful. That's a new bill that they passed, and that can tie the money on a trust account for 45 days. If your investor goes to the trustee sale and buys the property, if the tenant or a nonprofit can, they put a notice of intent to buy the property, now they can go and look for a loan and try to buy that property. The cash that the investor put on the trust on that trustee sale is gonna be tied for 45 days. So if you want to know more about this Senate bill, give us a call, contact your title rep. We can do a one-on-one and I can explain it to you. But it's key for you guys to understand that the NODs and the trustee sales, they're approaching March 31st. It's the last day that we have the moratorium. So it's going to be a huge wave of NODs and trustee sales. If you need training on that, let us know. We can do a training on that. But also, you're going to see a lot of investors trying to go back to the trustee sales. Be careful, because what they're trying to do, they're trying to stop these investors from going to the trustee sale and buying all these properties. They want to give minorities a better chance to get in these properties. So finally, I'm gonna put Wendy Holt. She's always doing these trainings on Mondays. Make sure that you attend her trainings. They're pretty good. We put these trainings not because I don't make a penny if you go with John. I don't care about making any money. The way we make money is through our title business. But we put all these trainings for you guys. When we see something good on the market, on the industry, we want to share with you. Wendy's doing a great job doing those trainings too. So Wendy, congrats on your trainings. And if there's Anthony, anything else you want to say? I think Anthony's here. I don't see Anthony. Yeah.
No, that's about it, guys. Thank you very much. John, you're awesome. I really appreciate you coming on and helping us. Sign up for his coaching, $100. That's nothing, guys. I mean, really, it's almost free. Thank you, John.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me.
John, thank you. Nelson, thank you. Anthony, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Next Title Tuesday, for sure, we're going to have a good trainer. I'm waiting for the confirmation. And hopefully it's going to be the eviction attorney, because there's a lot of changes. We're just waiting for him to confirm. If he's not this week, maybe the following week. But that's a training that you don't want to take, because those evictions are going to be big. Thank you, guys. And be safe. Stay safe. Wear a mask, please. I know some of you guys don't believe on masks, but stay safe. It's coming from somebody who's very sick. So thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Thanks, John.
See you guys. Thanks.
Tony, I'm finishing the Zoom meeting. Te llamo en un minuto. Gracias. All right, guys, I'm going to disconnect the call. Thank you for being on this Zoom meeting. See you next week.